University of Dayton's Bowl Theater and today's Endowed Chair ceremony. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. At this time, we ask that you take your seat. Food and drinks are not allowed in the theater. We kindly ask that you silence your cell phone. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please note the emergency exits at the front and rear of the theater. We would also like to remind you that out of respect for your fellow community members, please continue to wear your mask for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you, and enjoy the ceremony.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, as we gather here this day, we join in thankfulness and praise. As an institution committed to the pursuit of truth, we thank you in a special way for the presence in our midst of our new endowed chairs, Joseph Flipper, Ryan Mcewen, and Susan Davies. They have already made significant contributions to teaching, research, and service, and we look forward to their further contributions here at the University of Dayton as preeminent scholars. May their commitment to research and the broader search for truth assist our university in developing a new generation of students and scholars who are inspired and committed to search for the truth, grounded in both faith and reason, and who are able to see scholarship and research as a way to promote the common good. As we gather, we ask you, our loving God, to guide these colleagues of ours in their research and teaching, and grant fruitfulness to all their endeavors. Be with them and us, gracious God, this day and forever. Amen. Please be seated, and I introduce to you the President of the University, Eric F. Spina.
Thank you, Father Jim. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a very special day and a very meaningful academic celebration for the university as a whole. I'm privileged and blessed to help welcome this new class of endowed chairs at the University of Dayton. Today, we honor 3 outstanding faculty members for their accomplishments and their continued promise of excellence and impact. Our endowed chairs are among our most engaged teachers and scholars, our most innovative and prolific researchers. At UD, they lead the way, always in service to our students, the human community, and the common good. To all those in the audience who are current or past chairholders, thank you for advancing the frontiers of knowledge and for over a long time inspiring our students to reach high. The individuals joining your ranks today are acknowledged and esteemed leaders in their fields. They are rock stars. Dr. Susan Davies is one of the few national scholars studying the role of schools in helping children and young adults who have sustained concussions and more severe traumatic brain injuries. This is vitally important work she's conducting on behalf of students, parents, and educators. We all look forward, I know, to hearing her installation address on advances in the field and what the future holds. I offer a special welcome to Dr. Joseph Flipper, a brand new faculty member in religious study whose research crosses disciplinary fields. He is well known for his scholarship on Black Catholicism in the United States, race and religion, and 20th century Catholic theology. We are fortunate to bring this nationally recognized scholar to campus. Dr. Ryan Mcewen's 2-acre outdoor lab at Old River Park is just one of his many training grounds for our students who learn lasting lessons through his mentorship, including lessons in sustainability. This summer, he launched the Urban Forest Fellows Program with the City of Dayton to help address Dayton's more than 600 vacant lots as he introduces underserved high school students to STEM career opportunities. He brings his renowned expertise in forest ecology and passion for this research to students, many of whom have gone on to careers in environmental science. The best lives that we can lead as faculty members are ones of example and of great purpose. I'm grateful to each of you for modeling excellence in your teaching, research, and service, and taking the extra step every single day with our students. Thank you for inspiring our students to dream boldly and to do great things. We're also here today to give our sincere gratitude to our donors who understand the strategic importance of endowed chairs for attracting, supporting, and retaining the brightest minds, most engaged teachers, and most creative scholars. Such gifts are visionary and help propel the University of Dayton forward by allowing students to learn from the most gifted teachers and scholars. Congratulations, Susan, Joseph, and Ryan. Thank you for inspiring all of us. Now please join me in welcoming our Provost, Dr. Paul Benson.
Good afternoon. It's great to see all of you here. It's a singular pleasure to gather on this special occasion, the installation of 3 richly deserving and distinguished colleagues as endowed faculty chairs. I congratulate our new chairs for their records of outstanding accomplishment as teachers and scholars and campus leaders, and I thank them for assuming these influential positions. I also want to welcome our honorees' families and friends, our faculty, staff, and students, and other members of the UD family who join us today to celebrate these appointments. The appointment of new endowed chairs is a significant moment in the life of our university for many intersecting reasons. First, it's important for the faculty members themselves and the continued flourishing of their valuable academic vocations as leaders in their respective fields. Dr. Flipper, Dr. Mcewen, and Dr. Davies, I hope that you are justly proud of the work and influence that have warranted your appointments. These appointments also are important for the collaborations they will allow other colleagues to pursue with our chairs, both at UD and through the scholarly and community networks in which they participate across the country and around the world. These appointments should afford enhanced opportunities for faculty colleagues to forge new collaborations with our endowed chairs and the University of Dayton. Similarly, appointments of endowed chairs make it possible for our students to work with distinguished leaders in their fields, in the classroom, in the laboratory, the research library, or out in the field, at professional academic meetings, in churches, corporations, government agencies, schools, or community organizations. The existence of these positions allows us to attract and mentor talented, highly motivated students. Our endowed chairs extend and deepen the academic reputation of the University of Dayton, and most importantly, further our distinctive Catholic and Marianist educational mission. I would like to thank the generous benefactors or sponsors who made these valuable positions possible. We are all deeply indebted to their foresight, their commitment, and their generosity. I also want to thank the deans and the faculty selection committees who thoughtfully advanced recommendations for these appointments. Susan, Joseph, Ryan, I'm honored to be your colleague and look forward to the imaginative, inspiring, and influential work that each of you will pursue in your new roles, just as I celebrate the achievements in virtue of which your deans and colleagues recommended your appointments. I wish you every success. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jason Pierce, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, for the installation ceremony. Jason?
Thank you, Provost Benson. The Marianne Spearin Chair of Catholic Theology was established to support a nationally recognized scholar in theology who would make crucial contributions to the Department of Religious Studies graduate programs. In particular, the Spearin Chair contributes to the department's doctoral program in theology, which focuses on locating Catholic theology in diverse U.S. historical and cultural contexts. The Spearin Chair's research is to make significant contributions to theology in conversation with other disciplinary fields such as history, sociology, anthropology, and more. Joseph S. Flipper, PhD, received a doctorate from Marquette University. He comes to the University of Dayton from Bellarmine University in Kentucky, where he served as the Associate Director of the Ethics and Social Justice Center. His research focuses on 20th century Catholicism and the intersection of ecclesiology and race. He is the author of Between Apocalypse and Eschaton, History and Eternity in Henri de Lubac. In 2019, he was a Ford Foundation Fellow at the McGrath Center for Church Life at the University of Notre Dame and a 2020 Fulbright Fellow at the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile. He is the co-author for the 2021 Conference of Ford Fellows. Please join me in congratulating Professor Joseph S. Flipper on his appointment as the Mary Ann Spearin Chair in Catholic Theology. The Schuline Chair in Biological Sciences recognizes outstanding accomplishments and contributions of a faculty member in the Department of Biology, with particular emphasis on excellence in mentoring students through research. The position was created through a planned gift from Robert J. Schuline, PhD, class of '44. Schuline helped establish the Department of Biology's graduate program and mentored many of the program's first graduates. Ryan W. Mcewen, PhD, is a professor and the Environmental Biology Program Director in the Department of Biology. Mcewen's research focuses on forest ecology and spans from the tropical forests of Taiwan to the boreal forests of the Siberian Arctic in Russia, with a main emphasis on temperate forests of eastern North America. The Smithsonian, the National Science Foundation, and the USDA Forest Service, among others, have funded Mcewen's project, and he has partnered with many regional organizations. The Mcewen Lab has provided research opportunities for more than 100 undergraduates, many of whom have gone on in careers in science. Please join me in congratulating Professor Ryan W. Mcewen on his appointment as the Dr. Robert J. Schuline Chair in Biological Sciences. I would now like to introduce Ali Carr-Chelman, Dean of the School of Education and Health Sciences.
The Leary Chair for Innovation in Education, Health, and Wellness is held by a faculty member in the School of Education and Health Sciences. This tenured position shows evidence of the school's commitment to educating leaders in education and healthcare who transform society through faith, community building, service, wellness, and scholarship. Appointees evidence the highest levels of performance, with regional and national recognition of that performance. The position was made possible by the generosity of donors, including the late Dr. James F. Leary, a 1951 alumnus of the University of Dayton. Susan C. Davies is a professor in the Department of Counselor Education, where she coordinates the school psychology program. Dr. Davies earned her bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, her master's and educational specialist degree at the University of Miami, at the Miami University, and her doctorate in school psychology from the Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Davies was the co-recipient of the 2016 UD Faculty Award in Scholarship and has received numerous grants related to improving service delivery for students who have sustained traumatic brain injuries. She is the author of more than 40 peer-reviewed publications and 2 books, including Working with TBI in Schools, Transition, Assessment, and Intervention, and Managing Concussions in Schools, a guide to recognition, response, and leadership. Please join me in congratulating Professor Susan C. Davies on her appointment as the Leary Chair for Innovation in Education, Health, and Wellness.
Please join me in congratulating again our newly endowed chairs. It is now my honor to invite Susan Davies to offer the installation address this afternoon entitled Fostering Collaboration to Advance Brain Injury Research. Dr. Davies.
Thank you, and good afternoon. I would first like to express gratitude and appreciation to all of you who are here celebrating the recognition of the newest University of Dayton Endowed Chairs. It is an honor to be in the company of Dr. Joseph Flipper and Dr. Ryan Mcewen, both of whom had made outstanding contributions in their respective fields, and to have the opportunity to deliver these brief remarks on fostering collaboration to advance brain injury research. My Leary Chair position focuses on innovation in education, health, and wellness through research, leadership, mentorship, and community partnerships. So over the next few minutes, I will describe ongoing collaborative research, as well as how the endowed chair position will support our work. Brain science is still in a discovery phase, and deepening the connections between researchers and care providers supports the interdisciplinary science underway in our labs, clinics, and schools, and spurs innovative patient care and student education. And improving our understanding of brain injury and neurorehabilitation promises innovative solutions in education and clinical care. My own research focuses on how schools can support students who have sustained traumatic brain injuries. I've studied and written about things such as school-based concussion management teams, educators' misconceptions about TBIs, ways to improve care coordination, unique issues related to concussions in college, and the efficacy of TBI training for educators and parents. My interest in brain injury originally developed through my early work as a school psychologist. In my first year of practice, I was evaluating a second grade girl who struggled with academics and behavior, and she presented with an unusual pattern of skills and abilities. An interview with her parents revealed she was hit by a car when she was a toddler. She was hospitalized for several weeks and then appeared to make a remarkable recovery. Therefore, there was no indication of the injury in any of her educational records. And while she progressed along with her same-age peers in kindergarten and first grade, the higher academic, social, and behavioral expectations of second grade and then the years that followed were challenging for her. And at that time, the research base of interventions for TBIs was, and still is, sparse, and that spurred my interest in learning more about effective interventions in collaborative care for students with TBIs. And then high-profile cases of concussions and complications experienced by athletes sparked additional interest in exploring how schools can better support students with those mild brain injuries, both in athletes and in non-athletes. And many of those students struggle upon return to school, particularly if there's not a collaborative care plan in place to support them while they are symptomatic. So COVID delayed this installation ceremony for me for a year, but a benefit of that is I can share with you not only some aspirations of what I might do during this appointment, but a few things I've worked on during this past year. And note that none of these projects is my work alone. It represents exciting collaborations with colleagues and students in my unit, across the university, and at educational and healthcare institutions across the state and nation. We are now in the second year of a 4-year, $2.2 million grant project funded by the CDC, which we are working on with the Center on Brain Injury Research and Training at the University of Oregon. The purpose of this project is to help us learn more about the return to school process for school-aged youth who have sustained concussions and more severe TBIs. It involves relationships with 14 Ohio school districts and regional healthcare facilities, as well as school districts in Oregon, all of whom have agreed to help us connect with potential participants. And then a side project that came out of this work was a study on how COVID-related changes in schools, such as increases in online learning, affected TBI symptoms and accommodations. I also collaborated with faculty here at UD to secure a HRSA Behavioral Health Workforce Education and Training Grant. And this grant is for almost $2 million across a 4-year project, which focuses on placing graduate students in integrated care settings. This program was designed to increase access to health care for underserved and vulnerable youth, to address workforce shortages in high need and high demand areas, and to develop interprofessionally trained leaders in behavioral health who will continue to expand both quality and access to behavioral health services in Southwest and Central Ohio. The program began this semester. The cohort of graduate students is meeting tomorrow, and it was developed through a collaborative effort of 4 of the university's accredited master's level disciplines, as well as 41 community partners. Assistant Professor Meredith Montgomery is leading this significant project, and in my position, I have the opportunity to help steer some of the research related to this initiative. On a national level, last year I co-facilitated a conference of leading brain injury researchers and practitioners to discuss pediatric TBI issues, including recognition, response, and care. This led to a multi-phase collaborative research project with Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus on care coordination for students with chronic medical conditions. We have completed 3 of 4 planned manuscripts, all with graduate students. The next project relates back to COVID, and we are learning more about how COVID-19 can cause neurological issues and persistent health impairments in some infected individuals. I recently collaborated on a practitioner-oriented article with UD Associate Professor of Psychology, Julie Walsh Messenger, and a doctor of physical therapy from the Pulmonary Wellness Foundation in New York, regarding how schools can use some of the strategies we use to support students with concussions, with students who have persistent post-COVID symptoms, such as headache, memory problems, and fatigue. And in fact, last year, one of my own school psychology graduate students experienced some of these persistent issues, and my colleagues and I collaborated in providing accommodations for her similar to those we recommend for concussions, such as modified class assignments, written outlines of information presented in class, and a reduced course load. But just as important, if not more so, was the provision of emotional support for the stress and anxiety that comes with struggling to do things that were previously easy. And while COVID is much more, post-COVID issues are much more rare in children than in adults, as scientists learn about the evolving effects, I plan to continue exploring the issue of what next? How can we help those who are neurologically compromised? The final project I want to share is the development of a brain health collaboratory here at UD. This collaboratory aligns with core components of UD's vision, including developing partnerships that contribute to the greater good and enhancing interdisciplinary research. Our activities are designed to advance brain health by educating and mentoring innovative scholars, building relationships with community-based organizations, and prioritizing transdisciplinary research that leads to improved prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation of neurological issues. Over the past year, I developed and engaged with an advisory group of about 25 faculty and staff members from UD, as well as community partners from Premier Health, Kettering Health, and Dayton Children's Hospital. Faculty members are invited to lead focus areas such as nutrition and brain health, neurodegenerative disorders, or social emotional learning. And we plan to host brain health roundtables and symposia where scholars, clinicians, and educators can discuss brain health issues. And the Collaboratory will also provide training and resources. For example, this past year, we created a video and are currently working on an online module to provide information for college faculty about how they can support students who sustain concussions and return to their college classrooms. And we'll also involve UD students by inviting them to participate in our research and by integrating brain health initiatives more fully into the UD student experience by a focus on wellness. And to that end, we plan to engage with the UD Health Center, the Office of Learning Resources, UD Athletics, and the Counseling Center, as well as with community care providers. The Leary Professorship has given me additional time and resources to pursue this work on education, health, and wellness in a timely manner. And during a year that has been so challenging to be a professor, a scholar, a parent, I am especially grateful to be here in this role, doing this work with my UD family. Before I conclude my remarks, I would like to offer my congratulations again to Dr. Flipper and Dr. Mcewen, and I would like to extend gratitude to our administration, including President Spina, Provost Benson, our respective deans and department chairs, for supporting this work and for giving faculty the autonomy to be innovative. And thank you to our colleagues for keeping our programs strong while we serve in these roles, and to our families. My husband and my 3 daughters are here, so we want to thank you for being a constant source of support for us. My oldest daughter is now a sophomore here at UD, and so I have a parent perspective of how important it is to keep our students at the center of all we do. It truly is a joy to learn, lead, and serve here at UD, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. This concludes our installation ceremony. We're very, very happy that you could join us this afternoon for this celebration of teaching, scholarship, service, and creativity. We ask that you please wait to exit the auditorium until the recessional is passed. Thanks again for being with us this afternoon, and congratulations to our newly endowed chairs.